No, it's not an April Fool's joke. You are listening to Missing Kids TV. We're back on the air. This is episode number 65. Today we're going to be talking about John Walsh Investigates, a new spin-off show regarding AMW. What is the future of America's Most Wanted? You'll find out on this episode. We're going to talk about the new movie with starring Halle Berry called The Call. We're going to be talking about Autism Awareness Day. We're going to be talking about the fact that we received 700 likes on our Facebook page. And we're going to be talking and delving into the Kara Kopetsky case. Is there a police cover-up? Is there other information on this case that is being held from the public? We'll investigate this here on Missing Kids TV. I'm glad you can join us. We got brand new features, brand new focuses, and brand new topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about The Experiment, our spin-off show, and the Triple Threat contest that's going on over there. All this and more on an all-new MKTV coming up next. Welcome to episode number 65 of Missing Kids TV, otherwise known as MKTV. My name is Steve, and I'll be your host for this episode. Today is Autism Awareness Day. It is April 2nd. It's not an April Fool's joke. So, in honor of Autism Awareness Day, we are asking people to wear blue, to do something blue, to change your profile picture blue, paint your nails blue, wear a blue t-shirt. Otherwise, go out there and support autism awareness amongst people. Now, for those that may be listening for the first time, my name's Steve. I am an autistic individual. I make no qualms about that. My son is autistic. I know many autistic people personally. It's one in every 88 people is autistic in the world today. That affects both men and women, boys and girls. It's a lot more out there than used to be many years ago, and people are getting diagnoses and things regarding autism these days. So, we want to try and raise a little bit of awareness for that. So, if you could go and do something blue, that's cool. Spread awareness out there. That's what this show is all about, spreading awareness. Now, we're going to move on to another subject here now. Just recently, I went and saw the movie The Call, starring Halle Berry. For those that are unfamiliar with this movie, I'll be playing a clip from this particular movie in just a few moments here, but it's not a movie for everybody. I know I have some crime victims and other sort of fans of the show here that are have been affected by things in the past. So for those fans of mine, this might be a little hard for them to take. But if you want to get a closer look at the insides of what it's like at a 911 call center, then this is the kind of a movie for you. Okay. Now, for those that are unaware, back in the 90s, I used to be a call center operator. I used to work for an operator. It was like a suicide hotline for the Boys Town National Hotline. Now, times have changed from the 90s to 2013, so it's a lot more updated and it's a lot more, up to date. And this movie portrays that, and you'll see that, if you go into the movies and see this movie. But it's not too far-fetched of a movie. It really is not. It's a movie that does somewhat portray what it is like in a daily daily life for a 911 operator. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, it's playing in movie theaters now, and I think I'd like to play a clip of this, the trailer for The Call, starring Halle Berry.
Where's your emergency? Officers are going to be there any second.
He's going back downstairs.
Leia?
I hear the phone ring.
Whoever this is, I suggest you leave that house before you do anything you're going to regret.
It's already done.
This marks the 6th girl murdered. Investigators believe they are dealing with a serial killer.
I'll be here when you need me. You know that, right?
I'm on my way home now. Love you too. Bye. Oh my God.
Oh no!
911, where's your emergency?
I'm in the trunk! I've been kidnapped!
There's no location.
It's a disposable, no chip.
Please help me!
I don't know what to do.
Okay, listen.
For us to help you, I need you to help me.
We're going to fight.
Can you tell if you're on a freeway or
Surface Street.
freeway? Okay.
Kick the tail lights out.
I did it.
Good work. Now, I want to see if any other car is going to be able to notice you.
Now find a release lever.
Please, I've been kidnapped.
Open the door now!
Listen to me.
Do not hurt that little girl. You don't have to do this.
It's already done. It's already done.
It's the same man.
We are gonna find you.
Where's the house?
Where's your emergency?
Yeah, that's a very dramatic movie. Like I said, it's not for everyone, and for those that are fans of this show who are victims of a crime, I need to caution you, this might not be a movie for you. I don't want to bring up any bad feelings or bad memories or anything like that. But if you keep in mind that it's just a movie, this movie could definitely give you some insights into the side of MKTV and things like that, and stuff that we do here, to try and help others. Okay, go check it out if you have nothing better to do. At any rate, moving on to a different subject here. I have some news to pass along, and unfortunately, it's not an April Fool's joke. I really wish it was, but sadly, America's Most Wanted has been canceled on the Lifetime network. Yes, Fox canceled it once and was picked up by Lifetime, and now Lifetime has also canceled America's Most Wanted. But do not fret. Do not fret, because there is a spin-off show in the works to be picked up on the Lifetime channel and to be aired sometime in April. It is known as John Walsh Investigates, and the pilot episode of this show has already been filmed. Okay, so it's supposed to come out sometime in the month of April. I don't know. We will keep you informed right here on MKTV as to when that is going to air on the Lifetime network. Now, additionally, America's Most Wanted is being marketed to other channels. Could Fox pick it up again? Possibly. Could it be aired on Lifetime again at some point in the future? Possibly. Could another channel such as the Investigation Discovery Network or True TV or Court TV or something like that pick up America's Most Wanted? It is possible. When we know, we'll let you know. Additionally, as always, MKTV will bring you brand new episodes of America's Most Wanted related cases right here each and every week. So make sure you hit that follow button and you follow along, okay? You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/missingkidstv. I'd like to say that I'm very happy the fact that we just received our 700th like on our Facebook page. So that's really awesome. We're somewhere around 717 likes or something like that, and going higher and higher each and every day, due to the support of listeners like you. Okay, so that is very, very cool. We have somewhere over 177,000 video views on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/missingkidstv. So make sure you subscribe to us there. We have well over 200 subscribers over there now, so that's really awesome. I really like that. Alright, so without any further ado, I'm going to delve into the Kara Kopetsky case in just a second here. Before we do that, I'm going to do a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back. But before we get to that commercial break, I need to set up this case for those that may not be aware of what this case is about. Okay, and Kara Kopetsky case is a case that I first worked on way back in 2007. It's one of the very first cases that I've ever dealt with here on MKTV. Okay, Kara Kopetsky is a student who went missing in 2007, and she's still unfortunately missing to this very day. Now, there's two sides to the story here. The first side that I'm going to play when we get back from the commercial break is the side of the police. Okay, we're going to give you the police's side and their take on what's going on with the Kara Kopetsky investigation. The first clip that I'm going to play is of a police chief in Missouri that was the head of the Kara Kopetsky case back in 2007. You're going to hear comments from them regarding the investigation. After that, I'm going to come on and I'm going to talk about it, because there's a flip side to this case, and we're going to bring that case to you right after we get through with our commercial break here in just a second. So thank you. We're going to delve right into this and be right back in just a moment with more right here on Missing Kids TV.
Now you can get the same AMW gear that cops all ask us for. AMW ball caps, AMW shirts, AMW mugs, and much more. Just go to our website, amw.com. Click on AMW gear. Soon, you'll be making a difference with style.
We developed some information the last couple of weeks that led us to want to search the field here to our east. With the help of the FBI, we're conducting that search today. I'm not going to release any information as to what we developed or if we find anything. I won't be specific about that, and hopefully I'll be able to update you all later this afternoon.
Sergeant, can you describe the area that you're searching? I see there's tents.
It's a sparsely wooded area. Goes back. There's a creek bed that runs through there. The area basically stretches from about 88th Terrace to 90th from here on Elm all the way over to Raytown Road.
Can you tell us about the tips that have been coming in? I know not specifically this one, but have you guys been receiving a lot of phone calls? This is, going on 3+ years.
We've received calls from the TIPS hotline, from the National Center for Missing and Exploiting Children almost daily. Sometimes we may go a couple days without anything, then get 5 or 6. So information's always coming in. We appreciate the public's help in this, and you're also helping getting the information out. We are still looking for her, and if anybody has information, we encourage them to come forward with it.
Sergeant, can you say a little bit more about how some information, I believe you said, had developed over the last couple of weeks? Was that through phone calls or?
Just our investigation. We've, like I said, we've constantly worked this case, and we developed some information a couple of weeks ago, and that's led us to where we are today.
How positive are you guys going into this search? This is a pretty, we were talking about earlier, this is a small area compared to some of those other searches off 71 Highway that were miles long. This is a specific area right now.
We're as confident as we can be with any search. We take the information we've received and follow it up. Hopefully we're in the right spot. If not, we'll search again if the information comes to us that we need to search again.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's being employed in the search? We noticed there's ATVs. Are you bringing in like hounds or anything of that nature?
Nothing like that. No, it's just officers and agents on foot combing through the underbrush and the different areas where we might find any kind of evidence.
How big an area is this that you're looking into?
I couldn't tell you how big it is acreage-wise, but like I said, it runs about 5 or 6 blocks to the east, and then for about a 2 to 3 block span north and south.
And I saw some people have shovels, different things. Are you doing some digging in here? And what is the green tent for?
The green tent is just a command center, a place for the officers and agents to get warm. Any digging we do is just to scrape away surface droppings, leaves, branches, that kind of stuff. Just to aid us.
Can you talk at all about how you're keeping in touch with the family and throughout the investigation and today about what's going on out here?
We have weekly contact with members of the family. I talked to both Jim and Rhonda Beckford last night in regards to what was going to happen today, to let them know what's going on. So we try to stay in touch with them as much as we can. Yes, the FBI is here. Right now there's probably anywhere between 30 and 35, maybe 40 officers working on this. Not all here. We've got other officers doing other things too.
Are you concerned at all with...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Are you doing this on a grid search?
No, we're just going through, just methodically moving through in a pattern.
Can you talk about whether the weather itself will play a factor in this role? I mean, there's still snow on the ground. Did you guys wait for a period of time for it to melt before deciding to come out here today?
We waited a couple days. We didn't want to wait a long time. Like anything, you don't want to wait between, we're not worried about maybe people, but animals and different things like that. If more rain comes through, it's kind of a low area here. Don't want anything washing away. So that's, like I said, we would have liked it to be sunny, 80 degrees and no snow on the ground, but we do what we got to do when we have to do it.
Have you found anything so far?
No.
And Sergeant, we're on live now. If you could just again talk about what led you all here to this spot.
As I said, we've been investigating this case, of course, now for almost 4 years. Here in the last couple of weeks, we developed information through that investigation that led us to believe that there might be something to find here, and so we decided to conduct a search. And today is just the day where we decided to do it.
For people that are not back there and cannot see that well, are there homes close to this search area? What does it look like back there for you guys?
The area is actually separated from the homes by probably 50 to 60 yards and tree lines. It's a low lying area. It's like a floodplain. So there are no homes down in that. There's a little valley. There's no homes in that area.
How did you get the help of the FBI and other agencies? You've had numerous help over the years, but how did you get to that point today?
We've been working with the FBI on this case for several years. They've been our extra arms and just helped us in numerous ways. And when this came up, they were more than willing to lend us their assistance.
What kind of vehicles do you have out here? We saw some ATVs.
John Deere, ATV vehicles, and most of those are just to transport tools up to the area. You can't drive those into the actual search area, just get us close.
And what did Kara's family say when you told them that you were going to be out here?
They wished us luck, said that we'd be in their prayers, and please contact them if we found anything.
How long do you anticipate being out here?
At least a few more hours, at a minimum.
How frustrating is this for you personally, watching as all this time goes by and still nothing?
It gets frustrating at times, yeah. I mean, I just know that someday it'll come to fruition. We'll find out where she's at and what happened to her, and it's just got to be able to, take it in stride on a daily basis. I mean, it's harder on the family than it is me, and it's not them not knowing bothers me more than me not knowing.
Rhonda and Jim have really kept this story in the public eye. It's been on the national spotlight. How much has that helped as far as getting tips and the searches that you all have done so far?
Anytime there's anything in regards to this case on the TV, whether it be local or national, we get flooded with information and tips. Some of them, of course, are erroneous. but there's a lot of good information that flows from that. That's why we like to cooperate with those shows when they have those on.
What do you believe happened to Kara? What you said you get good information. Do you have more information now about what happened to her after she left school that day?
We've got information that we've developed. I'm not at liberty to discuss it right now, but we've got a fairly good idea what transpired from the time she left the school for at least the following few hours.
Sergeant, the two major searches here in the last year for evidence in this case have been local. Was it always assumed that she was somewhere in the area, or did at any time investigators think she had been out of the area?
Well, there's always that possibility, and that crossed our mind that she could have completely left the area or been taken to some other location outside the immediate metro area. But like I said, for the information we've received has always been local information.
Alright, we are back. You just got done listening to a police conference on the Kara Kopetsky case. Now, if you go back in when this episode is done, if you go back and replay parts of that clip that I just played, you might hear and you might notice that one of those reporters' voices was altered in that clip that I just played. It was not their normal voice. It was altered. Okay? Now, I get my clips and sources of news and information of cases from multiple different sources, probably more than many average people, okay? There are a lot of organizations out there that deal with missing folks and with, fugitives and things like that. Some of them have, couple sources, or they have hundreds of sources. I have damn near every source, okay? I wish you guys could take a look at my inbox for my email. It's ridiculous how many different sources I have. But at any rate, I'm bringing this up because I want to stir a discussion about the Kara Kopetsky case in an attempt to raise awareness about this case and about what may or may not happen, not only to Kara, but maybe happening behind the scenes as it relates to the police in her town and things like that. Now, on a side note, I have a spin-off show known as The Experiment, okay? Over on that show, it's a show that has basically just music and, things that are a way to relax. The reason I'm bringing that up is because over there, we recently held a contest. I played 3 songs, and we wanted you guys to vote and discuss which song you thought was the best. Time is still available for you guys to vote on that. I'm trying to generate discussions amongst both shows, okay? Now, over there, we simply want you to vote on a song, and then I'll play that song next week and the week following and so on and so forth. Now, over here on this, I want to generate discussion. What do you guys think happened to Kara Kopetsky? Okay, I'm going to play 4 other clips in the remainder of this program regarding Kara Kopetsky, but it's going to give you a different view of what may have transpired. Now, you just got done listening to the police, and in those clips, they were saying that they're in contact with the parents, that they talk to the FBI, that they're getting tips weekly, and things like that. I don't think that that's true. Okay, I think that they're just telling the reporters what they want to hear. Okay, because this is just my own opinion, but I think you're going to get a slightly different view once you hear some of the other sources that I'm going to play for you guys here. So I hope you guys stick around. Hope you hit that follow button so you can follow along on these kinds of broadcasts and programs. Excuse me there as I get a drink of water real quick here. Okay, but I'm just one guy. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional radio person. I try to be, but not always the case. But at any rate, I want you guys to listen in on these clips that I'm about to play here. Okay, I'm going to play the first clip right now here, and I want you to hear a different side to the Kara Kopetsky case right now here on MKTV.
Mother's love is the force that keeps a Belton woman searching for her daughter.
5 years ago this week, Kara Kopetsky disappeared from Belton High School. Cynthia Newsom talked with Kara's mom about how she lives without knowing what happened to her daughter.
I mean, we sure thought that Kara would be found by now. But since she isn't, we've got to keep going. We've got to keep looking for her, and we're not ever giving up.
Rhonda Beckford admits it is not easy keeping it together every day for 5 years, knowing that she doesn't know if her daughter will ever come home again.
Kara would be 22 now, and I think that a lot of her friends, you know, they went to college. I know a lot of them have moved out of state.
Rhonda surrounds herself with pictures of Kara. Stories behind the pictures or songs on the radio can sometimes bring her to tears. But she doesn't stop. She tells me she can't.
Get up, go to work, you know, do what regular people do, you know. We still have a son.
And she still has hundreds of supporters giving their time and money.
I think people wonder, you know, well, does it really matter if I'm there or not? And it does. It does matter. It matters to us. It matters to my whole family.
Another source of strength, her faith.
This was Jim's Bible. Yeah. It's Jim's Bible, and it's open to 23rd Psalm.
With love only a mother can have, she tenderly placed her daughter's pictures on that scripture.
We are kind of walking through the valley of the shadow of death because we really don't know what happened to Kara.
Then she took me outside to show me her miracle.
We didn't plant this rose.
She planted a daisy, Kara's favorite flower. The daisy died. 2 years later, roses suddenly appeared.
When I look at it, it gives you strength, and it gives you a purpose, and it's like God telling you to go on and not to give up.
The miracle she can see while she waits for the miracle she wants to see, her daughter. Cynthia Newsom, 41 Action News.
Now, the 5-year walk for Kara is this Sunday, 2 p.m. at Cedar Tree Square Shopping Center in Belton. Kara's mom wants to keep her daughter's case in the public eye to generate new leads. There's an $80,000 reward for information that helps police find Kara. If you have any information on her disappearance, call the TIPS hotline.
All right, now I just want to point out here that I'm not doing this for the reward money. I'm not doing this for any kind of personal gain in any way, shape, or form. I don't even know Kara Kopetsky or her mom or anyone like that. I've never spoken to them. I don't know them personally. I'm just taking this case on to try and raise awareness to this particular case, okay? Now, at any rate, you saw like a slight little difference there, I hope, if you've been paying attention here. But I'm going to play another clip in just a second, and we're going to delve a little bit more into the other side of the Kara Kopetsky case. We're going to deal more with what happened that day and what they think might have happened to Kara. Okay, now, if you think that you have a tip on this case, make sure you go to the amw.com or you call 1-800-CRIME-TV and leave a tip, and you might help be the one that can help find Kara Kopetsky.
Tonight, a secret group is trying to find Kara Kopetsky.
And the 41 Action News investigators team was there when a cadaver dog made a hit for 6 months. Investigator Russ Potasic has been embedded with the secret group.
Well, Mark and Krista, as you know all too well, it all escalated back in November when our investigation uncovered clues we believe Belton police overlooked. We introduced experts to the Kopetsky family, who we sought out during that investigation. Other experts offered help on their own at no cost. In the end, they began working together as the Kopetsky sleuths. You'll soon understand why we are blurring their identities, even that of the cadaver dog. You're watching a cadaver dog begin its search for Kara Kopetsky, who's been missing for nearly 5 years. This search and others are part of a months-long investigation, not by police, but private individuals checking out clues as obscure as graffiti in abandoned buildings.
This here says, Kara is gone.
The secret group members fear reprisal from police or suspects in the case and do not want to be identified.
What's this say? Murder make me happy?
I did is.
Some of the Kopetsky sleuths are retired police. Others bring civilian expertise in psychology, research, or, like this woman, searches for human remains. Before her disappearance, Kara Kopetsky appeared trouble-free in these home movies.
Don't take me!
But she's remembered mostly from this Belton High School surveillance video the day she disappeared in May 2007. Kopetsky vanished just days after she filed a restraining order against her boyfriend, Kyler Yost, alleging he kidnapped her, restrained her, and threatened to slit her throat. The flag flown outside her home and new family heirlooms are further proof Kara Kopetsky's family hasn't given up.
This is Kara's sophomore picture.
More pictures of the missing teen are on the family Bible.
It's opened up to, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow. The 23rd Psalm.
Of all these things up here, which one's the most precious?
Oh, probably the finger crochet, because Kara made them with her own hands and her own love.
Obviously, this here says, I will kill.
The secret Kopetsky sleuths fear Belton police are not following up on clues their group has uncovered, and instead accuse police of trying to intimidate them into ending the family's investigation.
From what I've heard and from what I've been told from the individuals, yeah, I do believe that they've been trying to intimidate them and scare them off to where they'll quit helping us.
One Kopetsky sleuth says police threatened a grand jury would possibly subpoena them for interfering.
Nobody wants to be threatened with the possibility of a grand jury when you're trying to do the right thing.
Have you or has anyone in this group done anything even bordering on illegal?
Not to my knowledge, no. Any of the people that's in the group to help bring Kara home, I mean, everything has been front and center and within the law.
Belton police have declined our interview requests. Witnesses say they have been to the house where that cadaver dog hit. When we went to Belton at night to see for ourselves, the Kopetsky sleuths asked us not to identify them or disclose even what part of town we were in to protect the possible crime scene.
There's been a lot of rumors and innuendos about that house. I don't know if she is or isn't there, but I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
This cadaver dog is trained to sit when it smells human remains. As our cameras rolled, it sat repeatedly in the same area.
At some point, there was human remains.
How sure are you?
I'm 100% sure that he is alerting on human remains.
Upstairs, a family lives in this home in constant fear.
I'm convinced that something happened to her here. It's very possible that Kara is here and nothing's being done about it.
After the Kopetsky sleuths reported their find to police, she says officers came to the house but left after only 40 minutes.
No, I don't really believe you can do a thorough search in 40 minutes.
Do you think there's a chance Kara's body is inside that house?
Those dogs are hitting on something. I think it's a possibility that, yes, she could possibly be there.
She says authorities have not returned to further investigate the house where that cadaver dog hit. But the Kopetsky sleuths say tonight police continue to investigate them. In a statement, Belton's elected police chief acknowledged considering a grand jury to question what he terms uncooperative witnesses. But every member of the Kopetsky sleuths I've spoken to say they have handed over each piece of evidence to either the crime squad or to the FBI. They acknowledge they're not handing it over to Belton. They say they don't trust the Belton police chief after 4.5 years to solve this case. And you can't have a grand jury without a prosecutor signing off on that.
Okay, well, what do the prosecutors say about a grand jury?
Well, we pushed the prosecutor's office on that today. They say there has been no submission from police, and there's no plan for a grand jury.
Wow. All right, Respetostick, an ongoing investigation. Thanks.
You bet.
It's absolutely mind-boggling to me here to think that police individuals might be hindering a missing persons case. You know, I'm not the kind of person that you know, goes and slanders people and you know, or anything like that, but it kind of makes you know, raise an eyebrow a little bit as to you know, what's going on here. Are there people you know, hindering the investigation into this case intentionally? Kind of makes you wonder now, doesn't it? All right, I have a couple more clips to give you a little bit more insight into what this is all about here. We'll play that in just a second here. But first, we're going to play a quick commercial about the 5-star urgent response unit, which I am all in favor of. If you don't have this, you should really go and get this product here. And then we'll be right back with more on Missing Kids TV.
Yes, it's dark and I am scared.
It can happen in an instant. You get separated from your child. Your dad doesn't feel right, but he's not sure he should call 911. You just feel uneasy walking to your car. With 5-star urgent response, one touch and you'll be immediately connected to 5-star agents or 911.
Calling 5-star.
This is 5-star. How can I help you?
I can't find my mom.
Using enhanced location tracking with GPS, these agents can determine your location and get you the help you need.
An ambulance is on its way.
Okay, thank you.
Can you stay with me till I get to my car?
I'll stay with you all the way.
Hello, Mrs. Williams. I've located Sean. He says he's by the steps.
5-star urgent response. It's help at the touch of a button.
Calling 5-star. Now available at Walmart, Sears, or online at greatcall.com.
4.5 years after Kara Kopetsky disappeared, the NBC Action News investigators uncover new clues.
Reports of a confession and a witness who says he was ignored by Belton police. Investigator Russ Patasic breaks down the evidence. Now, Russ?
We found official reports of a box of Kara's possessions turned in 2 years after the teen disappeared. And that confession, I killed Kara. The hope of ever seeing Kara Kopetsky alive and smiling is her family's only wish, greater than finding the truth.
We need justice for Kara.
But Kara's family believes the police records we've uncovered show an injustice for Kara.
I really don't feel like they want to find my daughter. I don't. I think they just want us to go away.
We uncovered a report where a witness tells police soon after Kara's disappearance, a friend asked him for a change of clothes and a pair of shoes, and that police were wanting to question the man. That friend is a person of interest, according to police. The witness says he and his father both called the Belton chief of police. But they never got a call back.
Why wouldn't the police chief call them back?
Kara's family questions why it took 2 months for police to release school security video of May 4th, 2007, the day Kara disappeared. And it wasn't until school let out that summer that anyone opened Kara's locker. And it wasn't the police.
Well, the janitor did, and he said, if you don't come pick these up, we're going to throw them away.
Kara's debit card and backpack were found inside.
And there were some serious missteps on this investigation.
Retired FBI agent Michael Tabman reviewed the clues, including this KCPD report, quoting an informant as saying a suspect confessed to killing Kopetsky. This witness in this statement says the subject said, I killed Kara.
I say there were clearly some errors done in the investigation.
Belton police declined our request for an interview, but in a statement, Chief James Person said to critique this or any investigation without knowledge of all the facts would be irresponsible, and that there have been thousands of man-hours logged and over 500 reports generated by our department. We also obtained this Pleasant Hill police report that says an anonymous male turned in a clear plastic shoebox with the name Kara taped on one end of the box. Did Belton police ever tell you that they had those possessions?
Belton police has never contacted me regarding a box.
The man told police he believed the box contains notes, pictures, and other personal items belonging to Kara Kopetsky.
I just don't know what Belton thinks that they're doing.
A Kansas City officer began gathering new clues this year, shortly after arresting Kara's ex-boyfriend, Kyler Yost. This 18-year-old woman told the officer Yost choked her into unconsciousness, saying, I've killed people before, even ex-girlfriends, out of sheer jealousy. I will kill you. He's now on probation for that assault. You pled guilty. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us what happened in the Kara Kopetsky case?
I didn't know there was a case.
Kara filed this restraining order in 2007 against Yost 4 days before she vanished. Her handwritten words allege he kidnapped, restrained, 1 month prior, choked her, had a knife in his hand, saying, "I'm going to slit your throat."
The cops have already done a lie detector test, and if you want to ask them about that record.
This is used shortly after Kara disappeared, and police said he passed that lie detector test. Belton police have said they have considered multiple suspects and aren't focused solely on Yost.
They said that I was a suspect because of prior happenings.
Police said Yost had an alibi, but of everything we uncovered, it was this Belton police report that shocked Kara's family the most.
It's all lies, and this is the first time we've ever seen this report.
It contradicts everything that we have reported about Kara. And our question now is, who can we trust?
Tonight at 10, you'll see the report that angered the Beckfords and creates a 48-hour mystery as to when Kara truly disappeared. The final straw and why Kara's family is now asking for an outside agency to take over. That's tonight at 10.
All right.
Still such a mystery.
Yeah, you followed this since the very day that this happened.
4.5 years.
We know you're right on it.
We'll be watching at 10. Thank you.
That's the question, guys. Who can you trust? One thing for certain, you can trust MKTV. I will not let you down as it relates to this or any other case. That is a promise. I've been doing this for about 5.5 years now, and I have well documented the success rate that I have with this program here. So we're going to give you one more clip as it relates to the Kara Kopetsky case in just a second, but I wanted to remind you all, I want to hear what your thoughts are on the Kara Kopetsky case. Don't just listen to this and remain silent. Put it on your Facebook. Tell your friends. I want to know what you think. Do you think that Kara ran away? Do you think that she was kidnapped? That she was abducted? What do you think? Do you think there's a police cover-up? Do you think that things were mishandled, or do you think that the police are doing just fine and there's somebody out there trying to discredit the police? I want to know what you think about this case. Let us know at the comments below.
Reports of a confession and new clues in our Kara Kopetsky investigation are only part of the story.
Tonight, investigator Russ Potosik reveals the twisted timeline that's created a split between police and the family.
Well, we all know Kara Kopetsky disappeared 4.5 years ago in the middle of the Belton school day. But we've uncovered police reports that contradict what everyone else believed about the actual date the missing 17-year-old vanished. Home video captures Kara Kopetsky's smile at Christmas.
Come on, you guys go! Woo!
And her energy on a day of family sledding. But she's not remembered for the smiles you see here. Kara is known from this school surveillance video, May 4th, 2007, shortly before she left Belton High School, never to be seen again. And through the words of her mother and stepfather in scores of TV interviews over the years, retelling that May 4th disappearance and their fears.
If this was planned, she would have taken clothes, and she didn't. And if she had to buy clothes, she would have had to use her debit card, and she didn't.
But now, 4.5 years later, Belton police released to the NBC Action News investigators this report telling, for the first time, a very different story. Police say you said she was gone on her own free will.
That report is a lie.
The report says Kara's mom told police the 17-year-old was with the suspect willingly and was not being held against her will.
None of this ever came from us.
None of it's true.
No.
The report says on May 4th, 2007, an officer contacted Kara's mom, Rhonda Beckford, via telephone, who advised police that the MP, meaning missing person, has in fact been missing since May 2nd, 2007. That would be 2 days before anyone knew Kara Kopetsky had disappeared.
That's all a lie. None of that ever happened. I never talked to any police officer over the phone. Kara was at home every day that week. She went to school every day that week.
The Beckfords say that didn't change until May 4th, when Kara left home in the morning and went to school. They say police did not call them. they called Belton police, and an officer physically came to their home and knocked on their door.
It just solidifies what I had already suspected.
Which is what?
Which is that they're not doing their job. They're not trying to find Kara.
Belton police declined our interview request, but in a statement, Police Chief James Person said there is no discrepancy in police reports. They are date and time stamped and have not changed since the original report was written 4.5 years ago.
But there's certainly evidence that a number of critical steps were not taken in this investigation.
Retired FBI agent Michael Tabman reviewed the report and believes whether it's accurate or not, it raises serious questions about Belton's investigation.
I think it was not given the due care it required.
He also reviewed this report that a witness told Kansas City police a man they consider a person of interest asked for a change of clothes and a pair of shoes as police were wanting to question the man 1 day after Kara's disappearance. He said although he called the Belton police, they never followed up.
He says he left this message with the chief of police of Belton. Never got a call back.
Every police department should return every call they receive. On a high-profile case like this, that's only elevated astronomically.
In this police report, an informant told Kansas City police a suspect confessed to killing Kopetsky, saying, "I killed Kara."
When the officer was at our door, we repeatedly told him, "You don't understand, she was abducted."
They're referring to the kidnapping allegation, handwritten by Kara in a restraining order against her boyfriend, filed 4 days before she vanished.
We were alarmed from the moment that we called police, both then and now.
Kara wrote her boyfriend restrained 1 month ago, choked her, December 6th had a knife and said, "I'm going to slit your throat."
The cops have already done a lie detector test, and if you want to ask them about that record.
A judge ordered a restraining order against Kyler Hughes to acknowledge to me in 2007 police considered him a suspect. Today, Belton police won't say whether the boyfriend is still a suspect, but in 2007 said he passed a lie detector test and had an alibi. In September of this year, police arrested Hughes for attacking a new girlfriend who reported she was choked and told police Hughes said he'd killed people before.
You pled guilty.
Our investigation also uncovered this report of a box believed to contain notes, pictures, and other personal items belonging to Kara Kopetsky, turned in April 11th, 2009, 2 years after her disappearance. An anonymous mail told police it was located in the apartment of Kara's ex-boyfriend. But of all we uncovered, it's the Belton report, contradicting the timeline and the Beckford story that troubles this family the most.
It contradicts everything that we have reported about Kara.
It essentially says that I felt my daughter was a runaway when I did not think that. I felt that her life was in danger, or I would have not have called the police and reported her missing.
The police chief writes, memories can change and fade, but these written documents are a permanent written record, and he will not be put in a position of public conflict. Today, Kara would be 21 years old.
Today, the family retained an attorney to take on Belton police. And regardless of the true first date Kara disappeared, they want a new agency to come in and take over this investigation from the very beginning.
Wow.
And I know the family still believes there are people out there that know something.
They are pleading that anyone who knows anything, call the TIPS hotline. There's an $80,000 reward.
All right, you've been on this case since the beginning. We know you'll stay on it.
All right.
Thanks, Russ.
Now you can get the same AMW gear that cops all ask us for. AMW ball caps, AMW shirts, AMW mugs, and much more. Just go to our website, amw.com. Click on AMW gear. Soon, you'll be making a difference with style.
Alright, if you're a new listener, this is the time of the program where I give my final thoughts. There's no script, just me talking from the heart. Now, I've been doing advocacy for a long time, and I've seen all sorts of cases dealing with all sorts of factors and variables. I've seen cases where the parents themselves are the ones that have abducted the children. Many of my friends are dealing with similar cases such as that right now. Do I feel as if the parents are involved in this case? No, I do not. One thing is for certain. There's a missing teenager out there. Or should I say a missing 20-something-year-old out there now. What exactly happened to Kara on that day in 2007? Was she abducted by an ex-boyfriend, as some people allege? Is there a cover-up? Was she killed? It's possible that we may never know. There is an $80,000 reward in this case. And if you feel that you have a tip, or if you think you've heard something, or if you've seen Kara, please leave a tip at 1-800-CRIME-TV. I will have the profile of Kara up there at facebook.com/missingkidstv for you to take a look at and to familiarize yourself with the Kara Kopetsky case. Now, each and every week, we focus on a different case here at MKTV. Next week, we'll focus on some other case. And later on this week, we'll do another experiment case. But I want to make sure that something is perfectly clear to all of my listeners. When I move on from one case to another, it does not mean that we forget the case that we covered. Kara will not be forgotten, just as there are hundreds and thousands of other cases out there that we will not forget. It is my intention through this program to help raise awareness on multiple different topics, whether it be autism awareness or whether it be cases like Kara. This show is being done and being produced for you. So make sure that you hit that follow button, and you follow along, and you tell your friends. It's only through the power of people like you that this show can go on. If we all work together, this show can perform miracles. It has happened before. This show has found missing children and reunited with them with their loved ones. This show has captured fugitives. This show has raised awareness on multiple different topics, such as autism, smoking, drunken driving, train safety, drownings, and all other sorts of things. We're all on the same journey, and we all go together day by day. Where we end up is totally unknown. But if we work together, I'm confident that this world can be a better place. Someday, it's my hope that my children will wake up in a world in which abductions and kidnappings don't exist, where people will not try to murder other people. Is it a foolish dream? Perhaps, but it's my dream nonetheless. By taking small steps like this program, we can help to make the world a better place. Maybe we can help to bring justice in this particular case. Maybe you can be the one to help bring some closure in one way or another to this family. I encourage you to go through the archives and to listen to some of our other cases that we have and that we have done in the past. If this is your first time listening, I hope you've learned something here today. I hope that I've helped to transform you and to make you just a tiny little bit more aware and to make you a better person as it relates to the missing. My name is Steve, and I'll be back again next week. Welcome to episode number 65 of Missing Kids TV, otherwise known as MKTV. My name is Steve, and I'll be your host for this episode. Today is Autism Awareness Day. It is April 2nd. It's not an April Fool's joke. So, in honor of Autism Awareness Day, we are asking people to wear blue, to do something blue, to change your profile picture blue, paint your nails blue, wear a blue t-shirt. Otherwise, go out there and support autism awareness amongst people. Now, for those that may be listening for the first time, my name's Steve. I am an autistic individual. I make no qualms about that. My son is autistic. I know many autistic people personally. It's 1 in every 88 people is autistic in the world today. It affects both men and women, boys and girls. It's a lot more out there than used to be many years ago, and people are getting diagnoses.
I'm on my way home now. Love you too. Bye. Oh my god. Oh no! 911, where's your emergency? I'm in the trunk. I get kidnapped. There's no location. It's a disposable, no chip. Please help me. I don't know what to do.
Okay, listen. For us to help you, I need you to help me. We're gonna fight. Can you tell if you're on a freeway or surface street? Freeway. Okay. Kick the tail lights out. I did it. Good work. Now I want to see if any other car is going to be able to notice you. Now find a release lever. Please, I've been kidnapped. Open the door now. Listen to me. Do not hurt that little girl. You don't have to do this.
It's already done. It's already done.
It's the same man. We are gonna find you.
Where's the house?
You'll see that, if you go into the movies and see this movie. But it's not too far-fetched of a movie. It really is not. It's a movie that does somewhat portray what it is like in a daily daily life for a 911 operator. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, it's playing in movie theaters now, and you know, I think I'd like to play a clip of this, the trailer for The Call, starring Halle Berry.
Where's your emergency? Officers are going to be there any second. He's going back downstairs. Leia? I think you heard the phone ring. Whoever this is, I suggest you leave that house before you do anything you're going to regret.
It's already done.
This marks the 6th girl murdered. Investigators believe they are dealing with a serial killer.
I'll be here when you need me. You know that, right?
And things regarding autism these days. So, you know, we want to try and raise a little bit of awareness for that. So, if you could go and do something blue, that's cool. Spread awareness out there. That's what this show is all about, spreading awareness. Now, we're going to move on to another subject here now. Just recently, I went and saw the movie The Call, starring Halle Berry. For those that are unfamiliar with this movie, I'll be playing a clip from this particular movie in just a few moments here, but it's not a movie for everybody. You know, I know I have some, like, crime victims and other, you know, sort of fans of the show here that are have been affected by things in the past. So for those fans of mine, this might be a little hard for them to take. But, you know, if you want to get a closer look at the insides of what it's like at a 911 call center, then this is the kind of a movie for you, okay? Now, for those that are unaware, back in the 90s, I used to be a call center operator. I used to work for an operator. It was like a suicide hotline for the Boys Town National Hotline. Now, times have changed from the 90s to 2013, so it's a lot more updated and it's a lot more, you know, up to date. And this movie portrays that, and you'll. No, it's not an April Fool's joke. You are listening to Missing Kids TV. We're back on the air. This is episode number 65. Today we're going to be talking about John Walsh Investigates, a new spin-off show regarding AMW. What is the future of America's Most Wanted? You'll find out on this episode. We're going to talk about the new movie with starring Halle Berry called The Call. We're going to be talking about Autism Awareness Day. We're going to be talking about the fact that we received 700 likes on our Facebook page. And we're going to be talking and delving into the Kara Kopetsky case. Is there a police cover-up? Is there other information on this case that is being held from the public? We'll investigate this here on Missing Kids TV. I'm glad you can join us. We got brand new features, brand new focuses, and brand new topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about The Experiment, our spin-off show, and the Triple Threat contest that's going on over there. All this and more on an all-new MKTV coming up next.